Donald Trump doesn't need fake news media and their AI crowd shots to win this thing.
Okay, I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready. Let's head over here and say hello to friends. Right? It's over here. That's the thing. Hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today, what day is today? Today is August 13th, 2024. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube. Are you over there, YouTube? Is the thing happening over there? There it is. Now I can see the YouTube. Ah, there we go. There's some friends on YouTube. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Let me welcome in everybody. It's right over here. You can see the chat room is hopping. Folks are hanging out. Let me say hello. Nate Palm, good to see you. Arta, hello with the big wave. Null Sheffo. Robert Steffen, good afternoon to you. C Sharp Titan, hello. Yeah, I hope you're having a good evening in Australia. I have a new keyboard to talk about and show off that I need to learn how to use. That's weird. We'll get to that in a second. I want to finish greeting all of you out there. Jedi Mega Man, hello. Yeah, Robert Steffen, we've got some new toys. We've also got a laptop that we need to take a look at. Not today. I'm going to do an unboxing stream, and I'm making sure that I've got everything lined up. I've been setting up the other set so that I have the top-down camera at the same time as you can see what's on the computer, and you can see me on camera and all the things together. So I'm getting all of that together. How you doing there? Phil Vesey, Arta, hello with a big wave again. GG Feds, good morning to you. M. Pulowski, how's it going there? Good morning. MDS Ubuntu, hello. So, had a busy weekend, not gonna lie. We took my younger daughter, so I've got two daughters. I took the younger daughter this weekend to school. She's going to West Virginia, so I've got the West Virginia. You're going to see some West Virginia hats happening here. I've mentioned she's been practicing and working with the band and learning at band camp all different weekends through the summer, and she did her audition on site, and she's been nominated, she's been selected to be in the Pride of West Virginia marching band. So that's exciting. That is absolutely exciting to hear, to see. Very happy for her. And not only is she in the marching band and in the permanent band, that is, not just, right? So some of the freshmen, they don't get to perform at every game. They don't get to go on the field for the pregame. But she's in the permanent band. Not only is she in the permanent band, she's in the middle of the field in the front row. Like, that's a prominent place. So we're very excited for her, very happy for her. that here as a freshman, she's done well, and it's going to work out great for her. So we did have a keyboard arrive. It arrived yesterday. The laptop arrived last week, and my laptop has been sitting here in the box. Don't show that side. That's the side with the address. It's been sitting here in the box, and I haven't opened it yet. Smells like 2 terabytes in there. I have a very unique skill. I can tell how much storage just by smelling the box. Yeah, 2 terabytes. Smells like in there. So I'm going to be opening that, doing an opening stream coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's another laptop from our friends at K-Focus. They make Ubuntu-based laptops that are custom made with a tremendous amount of disk space, ton of RAM, so that for us as developers, it's got everything you need, and it runs Linux on the metal. So there's actually a couple special features that they made custom for me on this one that I can't wait to show you. Let me get some some music playing in the background here, and we'll start talking a little bit more about keyboards and stuff, because I know I've been struggling with a manufacturer's keyboard. It's just been awful for the past month or so, because I spilled scotch on my good mechanical keyboard. And so I've got a new keyboard that I can't wait to show you and talk about, but I'm going to get some music playing in the background first. Let me go to the Stream Beats Synthwave playlist. We'll get some of this running. Yeah, let's run this. This is called Race. There you go. It's right there. This is music that's DMCA free. It's royalty free. Listen to it wherever you'd like. Check it out at streambeats.com. There's all kinds of genres available. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for making this music we're listening to today. Just checking my levels on the mix. Yeah, that's all right. So, the keyboard that I picked up, and I haven't finished setting up. They've offered to sponsor the stream. So I'll have a coupon code. I'll have more information. So I didn't pay anything for this one. They sent it to me gratis to try out, to test, provide them feedback. But I'm used to a normal straight keyboard, right? Like many of us have used for how long, right? And dear Lord, right, that's an HP keyboard that came with an HP computer that I bought 10, 15 years ago. But these keyboards don't die. So I've been using it because my other keyboard died. And there's times where, quite frankly, I've been playing Overwatch. I've been using this so much that the keys are a little mushy and they don't respond properly. And I'm done with it. I was ready to go out and buy another keyboard, and the folks from Digma Labs reached out to me. And there will be sponsor information. They're not paying me to talk about the keyboard. They sent me a keyboard to test. But if when I post my coupon code, if you use the coupon, I do get a little bit of a commission on that. Let me show you, and we can talk about the keyboard a little bit. And I actually have it here. So they sent me one of these, the Digma Defy, and I'll drop this link in chat. This has been rated as one of the best custom keyboards that's out there. Folks were asking, is it programmable? Oh yeah. Not only can you program what the keys are, but you can program the lights behind the keys. I'll show you that. I've got that all installed here in a second. It's wireless. It can go tent mode, so you can turn it up sideways. Look at that. Separated, and it's not just ergonomic, but it's like a vertical ergonomic. Like when you look at this keyboard, right? You look down at your normal keyboard, the keys are kind of staggered. On this keyboard, they're aligned in perfect columns. So that gets interesting. You're using a Logitech G Pro mechanical keyboard. Overall, it's okay, except now starting to get letter doubling on some keys. Yes, incredibly annoying. So, this is wireless. It's wired and wireless. It's weird like that. So you can charge it by plugging it into your USB-C. They have a USB-A to USB-C adapter. Gear of the Year from Forbes magazine. So comes in black and white, split design, can go up to 60 degrees, wireless, so it'll do Bluetooth and it'll do an RF connection. This is the one that gets me, a 16-key cluster for your thumbs. There's 8 keys under your thumb on each side. I'm getting used to that. Because, like, the space bar feels like where it should be, but right next to that is backspace on the one hand. And Alt and controller, I've moved over there also. Fully programmable, underglow RGBW, hot swappable keys, and switches. They send you all the stuff to swap out the switches, the keycaps, so that you can freely do all that. That's pretty cool. The palm pads are magnetic. Why am I showing you this on the screen? I've actually got it. Hey, that Junie Von Esch is here. Hello, hello. Switching over to a split ergonomic keyboard has been one of the best changes you've made. Very cool. They send it to you in a case. And this is like heavy. Look, you can see the Digma logo on that. Look at that. Look at that. So, like, it unzips. Check this out. Look at that. I like the black on black. Not gonna lie. I like the black on black. And, right, it's got a piece of foam up here. That's where you store the cables up top. I'll show more about this when I get the other set up. I'm not ready to use it yet on stream because I'm still learning how to type with it. DJ Deepex with the resub. Thank you.
Resubscribed for 2 months.
Thank you very much. But look at this, right? And the palm pads, you can take off if you don't want, so you can wash them, put them right back on, and it sticks. It's just magnetic. Just put it wherever you need it. Very, very cool. It lights up. It does the USB. So there's power switches under these. I can turn this on, and I could show you. So it's not connected to anything, so it's got this red because it doesn't know what to connect to. I'm trying to remember where the right, let me make sure. Yeah, it's kind of pulsing, doesn't know what to connect to. Anyways, so there's what's kind of cool about this. And there's a whole YouTube channel for Digma who makes this. So there's a set of USB-C cables that they give you to connect this, so that you can charge it and when you want that high performance connection. But they don't use just a normal dongle. They make their own little dongle here for the wireless. So it's USB on the top to connect back to the PC. And then there's 2 USB-C connections coming out the bottom. And you connect this inside when you want to switch to wireless mode. And this becomes a Bluetooth connector for the keyboard to connect to your PC. So because it's a Bluetooth keyboard, then you can connect it to not just your PC, your laptop, your tablet, your phone, and you can now type and have that great experience on those devices. So let me look back at this again, right? Make sure I put this back together. So I had this hooked up last night to my laptop because they have it programmed and all set up so that it can work on Windows, Mac, and Linux, right? It's not It's not just a Windows thing. They've got their programmable app available for all 3 operating systems. And let me see if I can fool this into thinking it's connected. Yeah. Because the keys are bright, it's beautiful. I got mine with which keys are these? The Gatoron yellows. So linear, they aren't very clicky, but they're fast and responsive. Pretty good for gaming. Pretty good for gaming, not gonna lie. It's gonna be too far. No, you know what? I can plug it in over there. Stand by. Let's see if we can totally screw up here. Yes, so it works with, and that's what I'm doing is I'm plugging in the power cable because I don't have it configured with this machine yet. There it goes. So here it is coming online. So check that out. Right? And now I can start to configure. Come on now. Get connected. Why does it think it's... Right? And if I go to the app over here, scan for keyboards. What do you mean you don't see it? Come here, you. Like, it needs to find the keyboard before... Like, come on, load up the thing here. Let's go. I don't know what I did wrong. I want to show, like, there it goes. Ah, there we go. Still doesn't see it. No, it's something's happening and I don't have it configured right with this machine. Am I not plugged into a good port here or something? Well, I'm gonna unplug for now. I'm learning how to use this because the way that it's the way that the keys are vertical and there are no accelerator keys that are immediately on the keyboard. So I need to relearn how to use these, the thumb keys, to do all the acceleration. Additionally, there's no function keys across the top. So when you want to do function, hit the function keys, which are kind of important for us as developers, I need to go to another layer. So folks were asking about the programmability. I need to go to another layer, which means I need to hit an accelerator key, and they hide the accelerator keys under the thumb switches. I'm going to learn more about how to use that, and in the next week or so, I'll be using it live on stream. Really, really cool stuff. If you had to use a keyboard again, you'd be so slow. I've been dictating more and more of my writing, and I think you're right. There are times where I absolutely hate typing, and I prefer dictating. So I'm not completely sold on dictating coding yet. Yes, I am very much hunting for keys. It feels weird, but I'm getting back into that. I feel like I'm learning to type all over again. So, hello there, friends. All right, let me get that. Come on now. There it is. I'll be using that mostly wireless here with the with this computer. So that, and because I can use it wireless, means I can work on this computer at my other set and be using that keyboard to still work on this computer to respond to chat and stuff like that. So, Smirking Squiggly, hello. Yeah, the F5 hell is going to be accelerators. So it's like my right mouse and then top row index finger on my left hand. It is a steep learning curve for coding. Yep. So, well, it'll be fun. We'll get through that. But a KVM for the TV, that is very cool stuff. The stuff that you can do with that, then, very interesting. Hey, Dr. Cox. Hello. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name because I'm only seeing it looks like Cyrillic coming through. But the question over there, should all .NET developers on YouTube asks, should all .NET developers learn .NET Aspire? Eventually. And quite frankly, .NET Aspire does a lot of the things that we should be doing in our applications already. Not just the things that we should be doing, but the things that you don't like to do because it's annoying to do. We'll talk about that. Yes, Dr. Cox, you just missed me showing it. Yep. So, right, there are two halves to it. And, right, it's got a USB-C connector right up top there. Removable palm rest. So, it's, there you go, there's a link to it. If you're interested in it, hey, Glenn. Thank you so much. No, I'm not going to use it today. I'm not used to typing with the ergonomic keyboard, and all of the accelerator keys are down here on the thumbs. Like, your thumb is used to having one thing to type, and it's a space. Now you've got 16 keys down there on your thumb. So I've got to learn and get used to that. But there's a link if you want to learn more. I have a coupon code if folks are interested in getting one. It is a premium keyboard. Not going to lie. This is not the $10 keyboard that you get at Target or Walmart. But I'm thrilled to check it out and get some feedback over to the folks at Digma Labs. How you doing, Glenn? So, gosh, let me go back to that question we had just a second here, right there. Should all .NET developers learn .NET Aspire? The things that we should be doing around logging and resilience and interacting with other services and starting those separately and managing the configuration of them and getting connected so that you can discover those other services. All of those things that are a pain in the neck for us to manage, it does for you by default. Not only does it do it by default, but it sets it up so that you can still code all the things the same way that you were before. And it's not coupled to just .NET or just Azure. So you can bring in your Node-based application, your NPM-based application, bring in your Python application, bring in an executable, right? Our friend DJ Deepex, where'd they go? Right up here. He's been running Unreal Game Engine servers and systems and connecting them so that he gets open telemetry logging out of them. All the logging and tracing that you hate to do, yeah, automatically logged and shows up on a dashboard for you so that you can interact with it. It's not something that you need to do to run your applications, but all the things that you've been wanting to do in your applications to make them more observable, to make those services discoverable, and all the orchestration and interaction around all that stuff, and give you someplace to log and look at performance that you've been wanting to do. It's just there. And you don't have to write a whole bunch of configuration. Add 2 projects into your system, to pull those projects, the rest of your system as references into one of those two projects. Done. You can do other things to set up service defaults for logging and telemetry logging in your applications. It takes one line of code in your applications, and it just works. And there's a whole lot more that's being added and optimized and made easier to do with it. You don't need to do it, but you're going to want to do it. So, ads are about to start in 15 seconds here. So, for the folks on Twitch, the keyboard is our daily driver. Nothing wrong with getting something more fancy. Totally agree. Professional tools for professional technologists. Like, use the best that you can pay for, the best tools that you can pay for to make your typing experience easier, to make your chair and your back easier to handle. Fill with the cheer. Thank you so much.
Cheered 150.
Much appreciate. Good mouse that mouses nicely, moves the pointer quickly and accurately for you. Good alternate mouse buttons so you can do alternate tasks when you need to. Yeah. Get good tools for you as a professional, because that's your job. That's what you do. That's what you enjoy. Get good tools to help you do more productive, better things. And not just the hardware, but the software too. So, fancy makes typing fun, absolutely, and get to change all the key lights. I haven't played too much with the lights yet, so we're gonna have to figure out a good lighting scheme there. The other thing that I've got to figure out is a lot of the symbols that we use when programming websites or programming with C# are hidden off on alternate layers on the keyboard. I'm probably going to need to pull them into the primary layer so that I don't have to use function keys, right? Or, hey, go to a different layer so that you can type a period. Go to a different layer so that you can type an angle bracket to start opening a tag. Like, that's something that we do a lot as web developers. Angle bracket, start typing the name of a tag. Closing angle bracket. Like, we do that a lot. I don't want to have to jump into a different layer to type something that I do all the time. So I'm going to end up moving around some of those keys on the layout. Now, I've got the flexibility to do that with the tools the folks from Digma make. So I'm real excited to try that out and get into it further. So I'm a little bit behind on a couple of tasks. So while I've been trying to learn to use the keyboard, I've got to get stuff done, you know? So Marcus has been adding semantic search, local embeddings to parts of an application, finding it quite easy to do once you've done a few, and it adds a lot of value up front. Yes. I think search, because of the AI models becoming available, like the Phi model for local language modeling, being able to enhance that with some of our own data is going to enable better localized search without having a massive system hanging out there that has all the things indexed. That's why you switch to ANSI? All right. So that's what's going on with the Digma device and the keyboard. Really excited to try that out. They've got a new keyboard coming out soon called is it the Reach 2? That's interesting, and they've told me the Raise 2 is coming. They've told me, and that one feels like it might be a little bit more my speed, because the keys are in the same staggered layout that you're used to in a typical rectangular 68 key, 100 key keyboard. So I might be getting my hands on one of those as well, just to try it out. So, all right. So we talked about the keyboard. Our friends at K-Focus, they sent me this other laptop here. We're going to set that up and get that running. And we're even going to bring in Mike from K-Focus to talk about and get that initial configuration running on the Linux laptop. I'm going to start spending a bit more time on my YouTube videos that I've been publishing, talking about and publishing and showing .NET on Linux. And I'm even going to get a little bit aggressive, a little bit of a braggart in my tone about how great .NET is on Linux. I want to prove to folks what a great experience .NET is on Linux, so that people stop with this misled notion that C# doesn't run on anything but Windows. Gosh, if you don't have Visual Studio, you can't code with .NET. No, we're gonna swat that hard with the YouTube videos over the next few weeks. So that's coming up. That'll all be produced and running off of the K-Focus machine. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Yeah, we should be doing an unboxing stream Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Friday. DJ Deepak says, when I visit the States, I'll wear traditional Bavarian clothes. Nah, what is that? No, you don't need to do that. Don't get me wrong. Lederhosen's a fine look if you can pull it off. Yeah, like, go for it. But only for Oktoberfest. Are you coming to the States during Oktoberfest? It feels like a mistake. You should be there in Munich. Get over to Munich and have a good time with Oktoberfest. I'd love to go to Oktoberfest, but it falls right when I'm planning .NET Conf, which reminds me, I can share this with you because the announcement has started going out. It doesn't know this hat yet. It doesn't know this hat. There it goes. We'll start getting that trained. And I'm going to open Sessionize here because I can show you. But I'm not going to show you this page. I want to show you this page. Here it is. Right over here. The call for content for .NET Conf 2024 is open. Look for a blog post going out on the .NET blogs today, tomorrow. But because you're watching here, some folks internal at Microsoft know this. Some messages went out to MVPs. But now I'm telling you, .NET Conf 2024 call for content is open November 12th to November 14th. You see it right there. .NETconf.net. We've got .NET Conf Focus on AI coming up next week. But this is the big one. This is the big 3-day event, including 30 hours straight. 9 a.m. Pacific on the 13th till 5 p.m. Pacific on the 14th. 30 hours straight, all around the world. Speakers from every time zone participating. Check it out. The call for content is open now. Go ahead and submit your sessions, what you want to talk about. You have a half an hour, call it 25 minutes and 5 minutes of Q&A to talk about whatever you want that is involved with .NET technology. Okay? There are all kinds of topics that you can cover. We've updated and put a bunch of information over here. Yeah, that's my profile over there. Our .NET development team will be presenting as part of this event, and we'll be giving them preference for presenting sessions introducing new features. Please don't waste. You get 3 submissions per speaker that you can send here. Don't waste one of your speaking slots submitting a talk that is introduction for Blazor in .NET 9. Don't do that. Don't submit a talk introducing .NET Aspire. You may have a fantastic talk about that, but you're literally speaking at the same event as the folks who make those products. Better idea is, hey, I'm going to give a talk about building with .NET Aspire with Unreal Game Engine. I'm going to give a talk about using Blazor with Angular. I'm going to give a talk about using WPF and the Blazor hybrid capabilities and using Vue with that, how you can get more out of it. There's so much that you can cover, and we want to hear your stories about what made you successful. Hey, using .NET Aspire made my application deploy easier, made my team more productive. That's a great talk to give also. Check it out. The call for content is open. I will drop the link in chat for you right there. .NETConf 2024, November 12th through the 14th. I'll be in Seattle presenting this. We're going to be using TagZap as part of this, taking questions, putting them up on screen, showing the community all the folks that are participating, chatting, and having a good time around the event. We want to hear from you. Submit your sessions. There's 70 sessions as part of this, and only 30 of them are from the .NET team. There are more than 40 community sessions from folks all over the world. It doesn't matter where you are. We will schedule your session at a time that works for you. So you don't have to get up at 5 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and give a presentation to the folks that are over in Seattle. No, you're going to be presenting to folks in your time zone in your part of the world. All right? Check it out. There's the link in chat. .NETConf 2024. We're excited to hear from you and talk about all the cool things that you're doing with .NET. All right? Let me catch up here on chat. Hey, McNets, good to see you. Dr. Cox has been coding on Linux ever since .NET Core 3.1. Only 2 things that are cumbersome: DevCert management. True. Properly installing preview versions. True. The Moot. Hey, The Moot. Welcome. Good to see you there. Hello, hello. McNets, how's it going there? Corey Weathers. Yeah, it is exciting. You might know a couple folks that'll be ready to speak as part of this event. Was at the original about 20 years ago at the original Oktoberfest. Today, no, not anymore. Prices are through the roof everywhere. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. And pickpockets, of course. Of course. So let's set up custom vision AI here. Look at that sunset. I like that they put photographs into Firefox now that we can set as the background. Oh, here's this magic dance while it tries to find my projects. You're old? No, you're not. No, you're not. Not until you get the funny colored hair, you old. Come on now. So this hat I got this weekend when I was at West Virginia. This is what they call their coal rush. What do you mean I don't have access to this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Really? Really? Unregistered? Really? I don't think you... That's interesting. Sure. Really? Really? That's interesting. Try that one more time. Because it sure looks like I have access to it. Like, try that again. Yeah, send a notice to my phone. Go ahead. Because you're sending a notice to my phone. Like, if I didn't have access to it, would you really be letting me sign? Yes, stay signed in. That's fine. Terms of service? Sure. Whatever. Really? Like,
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
It's the wrong one, and at 91%, that's not right at all. But I'm sure able to use it.
And knowing is half the battle.
So, what changed here? Yeah. Neat trick. All right, I guess we're going to have to spend some time later figuring that out. Because that reeks of a security change. And can't access it. And in talking to my friend Brady Gaster yesterday, I wonder if that has to do with something that he was teaching me. Wish we didn't have a need for security. It's always a pain. Well, it's about to get... Security's about to get a whole lot easier, and it's about to get more complex at the same time. You had to auth 4 times the other day just to log into your mobile account. That's annoying. I don't know. How can I lose access to my accounts over here? Like, really? Also, I'm not going to be logging into the Azure portal directly on stream for a while. There's some challenges there. Yeah, custom vision, there it is. What do you mean no custom vision to display? Like, is it under computer vision? Yeah, there it is. Like, why can't I log into custom vision AI? Can of Worms opened indeed. Hey, Apollo, hello. No, it's not a different email. Why can't I access custom vision AI? If it is the same user, then you should have access. No. Like, we had this. No. I'm gonna have to do some digging to figure out what changed there. So this right here, I think we can make security easy. I think there are some sensible defaults that we can put together that folks find acceptable, that without developers needing to go and kind of get crazy having to learn a bunch of standards, we can work with. There are APIs that we can streamline, because right now it is god-awful to try and configure security inside of an application. There are sensible, opinionated, recommended defaults that we can put in place and provide advanced configuration overloads that will help make it easier to tune and add additional capabilities. But right now, the way that security is defined and described and hooked up inside of our applications, They're doing the exact same stupid mistake that the folks who give you Kubernetes do. They start at the end and show you, here's the most advanced, all the bells and switches that you can turn on. Shut up! Don't be a moron! Get me started with the simple, hey, here's how to let somebody log into your application. Okay, now, here's how to let somebody change their password, and they're required to set their password with these types of recommendations. Okay, here's how now to add OpenID connections into your application. And so on and so forth. And expand at that point. Show me how to do the simple first. Stop doing this crap where you're showing me, well, here's all the bells and switches and all the tuning and capabilities that you have there. Get out of here. When you make the entry-level thing to do something that as complex as security, dozens of lines of code that folks have to learn and fully understand, don't get me wrong, it's important that they understand, but give them a ramp up. Entra Azure B2C make it way more complicated. Auth0 is pretty fantastic. Totally agree. Corey might have an opinion on that also. Role-based exception that security is too lazy to find. Yeah, I think you're onto something there. High-tech redneck as well. So, I think Keycloak is something that, and I'm hoping to talk about that tomorrow on the live stream. Keycloak is something that I think makes all of this a lot easier to use. I need to stop about an hour early today. Set a timer for 2 hours. All right, there we go. You'll use Keycloak dedicated on all your servers? Yeah, Keycloak's pretty good. But I'd rather have it managed and hosted by somebody else. So, Varus, thank you so much. Appreciate the follow. Identity and security story is always evolving. And because of that evolution, we as an industry have done a terrible job with making things backwards compatible. Like, so, migrations for those security stories are very important to maintain continuity of application, and we've done a terrible job with it as an industry. Like, I'm not pointing the finger at any one organization and saying, oh, they're doing terrible. We as an industry have done terrible with maintaining and making it easy. Yeah. Because it's advancing, it makes it tough to make it easy. And I think we as technologists need to revisit how we set up security that we integrate into our custom applications, into our operating systems and phones and devices. And we need to figure out, how do you make this so easy that your mother would do the most secure thing by default because it's easy? How do we do that? How do we make that easy and make it secure enough that they can't get duped into giving that away? The number of times that I've had the non-technical relative call me and tell me that they heard from Microsoft on a phone call that there's a problem with their email account, or there's a problem with their computer and they need to let somebody connect in to fix it. It's astounding. We need to make it easier for folks to do the right thing and make it harder to do the wrong thing. And right now, our APIs, our services, our capabilities are not configured that way. And we can do things to make that better. And folks like Corey are out there working hard to try and make it better. And I think when we look at problems like what happened with CrowdStrike, that's a company that's trying to make it easier to do the right thing, and they made a mistake. So, It requires way too much to do the easiest thing. Yeah. We want to make it easy for you as developers to do the right thing. And coming back to the questions about Aspire earlier, .NET Aspire is going to help you do the right thing by default because it's going to set up passwordless logins and connections between your services when you deploy. It's going to it already does it for a number of the services, and they're rolling it out for more. It's going to allocate the principals correctly so that your website, your application, doesn't need to have a password to log into another service. It's already been granted access, and it will be passwordless. You're going to see more and more of that coming. Hey, it's Omatic. Hello. You're welcome. You're slowly memorizing it. Cool. Last time you were so fascinated by a new project was Lego, and today it's .NET Aspire. Nice, DJ Deepex. That's cool to hear. So, the ads are about to start here on the channel. Let me head over to the Aspirify website and source code, and we can talk about some of the things that are out here that we can work on today. Because it's a new day, we've got new features that we can build. Of course, you know Aspirify.net. You've seen this website out there. It's a website that I've built here live on stream. It's intended to be your news hub for all things about .NET Aspire. There it is. We built this with C# with Blazor. Folks won't look at this and say, hey, that's Blazor. That's running really slow. Gosh, it must be .NET. No. It loads and paints the screen quickly, and I'll even let it cache. Right? So now it's cached, and it paints immediately. Really good stuff. This is all .NET technology running out there on Azure. Has all kinds of information so that you can learn about .NET Aspire. I've got at least one bug that I want to take a look at here today, but I want to hear from you about what features we should add to this news website. Itzomatic says, when I get good enough with C#, what would be the best way to get to work with it? I love DJ Deepex's response to that. There's lots of options. You could build business applications, maybe own your own project, do stuff with gaming, build websites like I did over here and we're going to work on today. IoT devices. You want to build a little device that has sensors or something, you can absolutely do that. C# will go and work in every environment you can think of. So what would you like to do? What makes you... What intrigues you? What are you interested in? You want to do indie games? Fantastic. There's a couple of frameworks that are available for you to get started and work with. Take a look at Unity. Take a look at Godot, G-O-D-O-T. And you can get in and get started with game development, working on some of those. Yeah, we can talk about SEO. We can talk about and do some of the SEO, Richard. That's not a bad idea. And I can show you the search console, the Google Search Console. And we can absolutely dive in there and see how things have been improving since the little bit of tuning that we did last time. I do know Thor from Pirate Software. Thor's a member of our Live Coder stream team. You want to make a 2D game? That's great. Godot is a good starting point for that. Yep. What you're going to find is that there's a lot more design, graphic work, music work, sound effects work that you need to do for those different resources. Plotting, setting up maps, your screens, and those layouts, that graphical work, than the C# coding that goes with it. There's a lot more of those types of artistic interactions. You like his Discord server? That's great. Good for you. That's fantastic. And this is where we start to bring in some of our friends to help out. You've only got... We've got certain skill sets, and that's when you bring in friends. You hire folks to help out. I'm not a very good graphic artist, but I've got friends who are. I've got folks that I can hire to help out, and I do that. So... So let me head over here. Let me head back to the website. I think the ads are done. Are they done? So, all right. So there's one issue that I have down here. This image, it's not finding it in the collection out there. So for some reason, it's showing the default image because it can't find it in the list of thumbnails. So we'll take a look at what's going on there with that image, and I think we can work on some SEO ideas while we're here. Dive into that a little bit. So some of the headers need to change tags. There's a lot of H1 tags throughout the website, so we can tune and tweak that and get it in there. You've been making a game with Godot and Aspire this summer. There are a couple of gotchas in getting the client parts of .NET Aspire to work, but getting Aspire to launch the Godot project was fairly trivial. Very cool. Oh, Glenn, that's awesome. Sounds like you should talk to our friend Fierce Kittens a little bit. She's been doing a lot of work with, and DJ Deepex is working with Unreal Engine, but our friend Fierce Kittens is doing some interesting exploration with .NET Aspire and gaming services. I'll leave it at that. So there's things that can't talk about. So ads are kicking in right now for the folks on Twitch. The first on-page thing to resolve is the H tags. Yes. So you did talk to her. Fantastic. Yeah. So her experience in the game industry is tremendous. When you think of some of the really big games out there, she's worked on them. Between Nintendo, EA Sports, yeah, she's been around the block and has a phenomenal. Come on now. Come on now, my Stream Deck. She's got a great skill set. So, all right, I want to take a look at why this image isn't loading. So, here's the thing, right? For the Aspirify.net website, well, let's just take a look and show you. There's a thumbnail service. As an administrator, when we add a link to an article, Aspirify will go crawl that article and try to identify an image to suggest as a thumbnail. If it doesn't find one, it leaves it blank and we can copy in an address for a thumbnail and it will create a thumbnail with a little service that runs in a container right next to the website. Pretty garden variety, typical use case scenario for having a microservice. Hey, you put an entry in a queue that says go create a thumbnail for this thing, and it's a pointer to something in a blob, and it goes, takes that blob, runs the resize, changes the image type, converts it to a WebP format. That way it's nice and small and serves it with appropriate caching headers, and we can show that on screen. And we went through and we built that thumbnail service. There it is, running locally here for me. But if we go through to the website down here, we can see this start up and running. And I have this in a build configuration right now where it actually looks at the production space. So, come on. Why aren't you starting? I'm waiting. Thank you. So this is running on my local machine, and it's connecting out and looking at the production space, and for some reason, it's not resolving and finding this thumbnail right here. So let's do this. Let's open No, I don't want to open I want to copy the link to the image. Copy the image link. Yeah, that one. Let's open that over here, and for some reason, it returns and gives me the default image. Now, this is actually routed through, I wrote a minimal API to go and load and present these. Why? Because exposing the blob endpoint for a read-only loading from .NET Aspire, a little bit too confusing to do, and quite frankly, by routing it through this way, everything goes through the same website. But I'd really like, at some point, to have that resolved to images, aspirify.net, and there's a way to do that with Front Door, but as soon as I turn on Front Door, it costs me $35 a month. I don't need that $35 a month. Like, I need that $35 a month. Microsoft doesn't need that $35 a month. It doesn't cost me anything to run aspirify.net right now, so I'm not going to spend $35 to do that, right? These are some of those decisions that we make because there is no advertising on the website. Nobody's paying for this yet. So let's just make it easier to present and share some of that. Yes, Richard, we're gonna get to that SEO in a little bit here. But I want to fix this first. So I've got all of my minimal APIs for this I put over here in a separate class file so that I have one method that I call, hey, map all the Aspirify APIs. And I have my three methods, my three APIs set up here. The thumbnails, a counter so that it counts every time somebody clicks through to an article, and the article submissions. Well, the thumbnails is the one that we want, and how it presents and loads these. So I have a sneaky suspicion that the file name that it's getting here is coming through false. And this is what's happening. Or there's an error happening in here and it's returning this. I have a sneaky suspicion about it. So I'm going to put a breakpoint in here and go reload just this image. Because I know... Oh, and it's got the header on it too. I need to turn off caching because I put cache control headers on here so that it always brings back, which is going to make this annoying to deal with. So let's disable cache, refresh, and I'm still getting that, but it didn't hit. Right? Look at it. Oh, wait. That's on the download. What? No. I want to open image in new tab. Ah, there we go. All right. So there's the file name, that a guide to securing blah, blah, blah. And it's telling me that that does not exist. Why doesn't that exist? So that tells me that the thumbnail that it's requesting is wrong. Let's go to Storage Explorer. Take a look in the blob storage and see if it's actually out there. Okay, cool. Thank you, Richard. So we'll go explore aspirify.net's content that's out here. This is inside the blob containers. Thumbnails. That's really cool, Visual Studio. Thank you. Inside my security storage here are the keys. This is, so when you set up, hey, Jean Valjean, hello.
Gene80 just resubscribed for 57 months.
57 months, thank you so much for that support. Hello. So, when you set up an application that might be distributed, there are encryption keys that the server uses, right? And you set those up. Where is it? Data protection, there it is. Here. You can tell it. No. Now I've done. You can tell it to persist those keys somewhere so that other servers can pick them up and use it, and folks maintain the same connection, because it's encrypting and decrypting the keys with the same... It's not going to know this. We're having a problem with what's it called today. with Custom Vision AI. For some reason, Custom Vision AI locked me out. I don't know why, but it did. Anyways, so persist keys to Azure Blob Storage allows me to write those keys into Blob Storage where all of my other servers can get it, and it's right here in a protected blob container. But my thumbnails are sitting over here. We want to take a look at the thumbnails, and we're particularly looking for... Come back over here. Let's reopen that. There it is. We're looking for the file name. Come here. A guide to securing. Right? So... Right, it was something like that. No, give me a star in there. You're not going to find it, are you? You're going to be difficult. I see how this is. Prefix, yes. Yeah, A-guide. Really?
Chris Funk 21 just
Chris Funk.
37 months.
Hello. Thank you so much. 37 months with us. Thank you so much for that support. Good morning to you. Okay, now you're not showing me anything. Really? All right. I see how this works. There it is. A guide to securing. %.240809. %.24. So why can't it find that? Because it's escaping it. And I bet you that %.240809 is... Yeah. So if we go over here and we say... Notepad for 15 minutes? Really? Really? Okay. Let me finish this debugging. We'll do some SEO work in Notepad. And we will get there. Oh, man. All right. So let's do a check in here, and let's say, let's do this. Check if the blob exists without the escape data string. Come on now. Copilot's not going to do anything. But I want... And I want to run this and let hot reload try to find it. So now, if not blob exists... oh, fine. So, and otherwise, it has the blob set and it will drop out. All right. Is hot reload going to work? I don't know. Let's try. No. Rats. And Visual Studio is taking a powder. Okay. Nope, and I can't stop it. Yep, gotta stop. Gotta kill it. It is a good thing that Notepad is tabbed now. Oh, yes. Restart that. Try it again. So I found that hot reload at the command line with .NET Aspire runs much, much better than Visual Studio right now. There's an update or something going on. But right now, and they know that they're working on they know that there's challenges with hot reload with .NET Aspire, and I understand that there is a solution coming. Yes, look at that. I think we broke it good. And the DCP is grouchy right now. Go ahead, close Steam. I don't know why Steam is still up. Maybe top-down coding is a challenge for me? Oh, yes it is. That would totally be a challenge, and I think it would be for all the viewers as well. That's not starting. One more time. And we will not be rebooting. Come on now, get started. Mm-hmm. That's looking good. Nope. Nope. Well. Looks like we're going to have to restart, at the very least, Docker. Yep. Stuff is still hanging out there running that should have exited. There it goes. DJ Deepex is trying to be funny and posting text upside down. So, there it goes. I'm going to close the live site. We're not on that one. So let's see, I should be able to re-request that thumbnail. There it is. Stepping in. Doesn't exist. Go get it for just that file name. It found it. And there it is. Now what's annoying is I download from there a lot. And push that content out. Hey Chandler, thank you for the follow. But I think that's a good fix at this point. Right? Like if I jump into here, we should get... There it goes. Cool. And it works. So let's commit and ship that. Right? Get the website updated. Yeah. The cache control is for 30 days. So while it might not appear right away for some folks, it will appear eventually for everybody. Right? I have no way to force that cache control to reload there. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. I'm not worried about it. There it is. Fixed. Double escaped. Image file names. So in about 10 minutes, hey. In about 10 minutes, that'll be live on the production site. But we wanted to talk about some of these H1 fixes. I could have done a cache buster on that. I could have, and that's why I'm kind of like, why? There's the sidebar. Like, I could have put it on this image right here. Right, that's... Right there, I could have added a cache buster string, and it would have been overkill. Yeah. Any reason for using WebP? It is like 80% smaller. And the images that I was downloading and getting from some of these websites were just massive. So, right, like, Look, that's a WebP that's 124K. Right? Like, most of these are really small. Like, overwhelmingly really small. And I'm okay with using that. Yes, AVIF is widely supported also. So reducing the size of these makes it so much easier to serve, and it gives me that guarantee that that I'm always going to get a connection and deliver those. So, yep, it's pretty good at the compression, maintaining small file sizes, and you're not going to notice it unless we make it absolutely gigantic. So for some of these images that we're loading, like here, if I go back, right, if we click into this, that actually came from this image. And if we inspect that image, yeah, open a new tab, right? That image is 90K, right? And if I go back over here, it was a guide, a-guide, there it is. I brought it down to 14. Like, that's what, 85% compression? I made it smaller, so it's not, right, where's the properties on this? Where is it? There's a, I thought there was a properties on the image, and it would show you the size somewhere. I don't see it. Hover on the tab name. 1125 by 750, and that is a WebP already. So I brought it down to the size that I put on the website, and makes it a heck of a lot easier. So, yep, great for thumbnails. So, I set them right. I don't need to make it any bigger than that. I resize it to that size. Done. And I could resize and have smaller versions for the front of the website. I could. No need to. They're fine enough as is. So, right, and that also means because you've already loaded it up front here, when you click into it, it doesn't need to load it again because I've got the long cache header on it. It's not coming back to go fetch it. So, am I having a third-party library handling the web piece? Yep. Yep. So, I use Image Sharp. So, that's exactly what I'm using. Caches and sets it up real easy for me. So, yeah, scan for new articles, scan, create new thumbnails, resize the thumbnail right there. Real easy to do, and I put appropriate cache control on it when it goes into the Azure storage. Let's go back over here, take a look at the actions. It should be ready to deploy. Just about. Yep, deploying right now. So, that'll be live and fixed on the website in just a little bit. So the big thing that we want to address here is particularly on the homepage. We want to put a single H1 on the page that mentions .NET Aspire to try and drive up the visibility of Aspirify.net as a good resource for .NET Aspire contents. Here's my Google Search Console. Not many folks will show you this live on stream. I am. Here's the console. You can see we're slowly moving up and to the right. Alt title tag on images. I believe I already have them on there. We'll get to that in a minute. So we are still moving up and to the right, and it's very periodic. Folks don't really search for .NET Aspire content on Saturdays and Sundays. It just doesn't happen. But on Thursdays, oh yeah. Right? Tuesdays, oh yeah. They're in there, but Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. You see, the troughs are over the weekend, and that's okay. That's a move that is not too bad. We can deal with here. And when you look at the performance, right, we're getting there. We're moving in the right direction. And if we particularly look at the last week, right? Okay. Impressions are the number of times that Aspirify.net shows up on Google. Clicks are the number of times folks click through and it appears. It is used at times when, right, think about it. Folks are right now looking for .NET Aspire while they're working. Over the last 7 days, when folks search for .NET Aspire, we show up 372 times. Save.net 236 times. And the average position that Aspirify shows up is, call it 11. Just off the front page. Interesting. Yes, I can see hits by country, and it's mostly coming in from India for Save.net. Interesting. So, that's definitely something to be aware of. Right, let's open it back up to 28 days. Most of the clicks coming in through the United States. Across the board doesn't matter what the search term is. Most of the impressions from the United States, UK, Germany, India, Netherlands, Poland, Australia, Russia, Canada, and Denmark round out the top 10. Okay. And most of the folks are on desktop. Not so many folks using their tablet, but phones, right on board. Okay. But the queries that are getting me clicks, Aspirify Keycloak. And the impressions are coming in on .NET Aspire. But when I look at .NET Aspire, which is the term that I want to be found on, look at how it's changed in just the last few days. We started tuning a little bit, optimizing the title so that we put .NET Aspire in there. And we're starting to see, right, here we are on Sunday. Clicks are going up. Impressions going up. Good. That's when folks search for .NET Aspire. The average position, though, is still 15. So we're not, you need to be in the top 10 to be on the first page. I want to be on the first page. We'll get there. You heard Google got fined for a monopoly or something. They haven't been fined yet. They were found to have illegally used their search monopoly to block competitors, particularly in how they've negotiated and worked with Apple to get Google as the default search engine on Apple devices. The payments that that Google made to Apple, tens of billions of dollars to get Google as the default search engine out there, is anti-competitive. Hey, make us the default search engine and we'll pay you $1 billion. Bob's search engine doesn't have $1 billion to do that. That's anti-competitive. So, filter for all the terms that contain .NET Aspire? All right, we can do that. Sure. No, I don't want top queries. Let's do a new query. Queries containing .NET Aspire. Average position 10.2. And that, right, there's a handful of other things that are in there. .NET Aspire orchestration, Developers Day, tutorial, dashboard, so on and so forth. And we're in the mix. We're in the mix. Is this Google hosting feature or Google Analytics thing? No, this is Google Search Console. When you put a property out there, you can register yourself as the owner of that website, and it has you put a tag either on the website or in the DNS record, and it will show you how Google interacted with your website. This is a feature available that the search engine gives you. There's a similar one for Bing that's available. I configured it. I haven't been back here since I configured it about a week ago. And you can see how Bing is interacting with it. So, however, according to that court, we know that Google is 95% of the search traffic, 90% of the search traffic in the world. Ads just kicked in. I'm not going to go too deep on this, but this is what we're looking at. Is all my text focused on .NET Aspire, or am I including text like .NET Aspire? No, it's period .NET space Aspire. Yeah, the don't be evil rule. Yeah. They're blocking ad blockers. No surprise. So, we've got some subtopics that we're interested in increasing our performance on. Orchestration, Developers Day was an event that occurred that will probably drop off significantly here. Tutorial, though, is a category in the website that we can point for folks toward. I think, did I block looking at the categories? Let me look at my robots text. I did block looking at categories. So maybe folks are searching for tutorials. There is, let me go back to here. So there is a category for tutorials. Maybe, right, you can see there, .NET Aspire tutorials. Maybe this is a good page to have Google start to index. So, ad breaks are still going on for another 20 seconds. So maybe we let the category pages flow through and be able to show that. Right, on .NET Aspire tutorial, average position is 8. We can probably push that up by allowing it to index the category. And I'm okay with that now. Right? Sure, go ahead, rebuild and apply. That's fine. So let's feature SEO. Allowing bots to index the category pages. We'll get that queued up so that, there we go. SEO optimization. Allow bots to index the category pages. We'll add more there as we add features here. So that's not bad. Our click-through rate is still only 7%. We can probably improve that. Let's take a look at the category page. I don't have any open graph tags up here. We should improve that. But I need to go to Notepad for 15 minutes. Add H1 on the category pages before they get indexed. That's a fine idea too. I'm going to Notepad for a little bit here. Because of that channel point redemption. Who did that? That was about 20 minutes ago from Robert Steffen. We'll go to Notepad. And I'm actually going to stop Visual Studio from running. Load some of these pages. And I'm going to split the screen here. And on the lower half, no. There we go. On the lower half down here, I'll do my work in Git. On the top half here, I'm going to run .NET Watch. So I'm going to drop into Aspirify Web App Host. And let's run .NET Watch. So that kicks up and is rebuilding and updating. But while that's going, thank you so much. Down here, let's go into Aspirify Web. Let's work on the category page, which is under Components. I think it's Pages. Yeah. Category page. There it is. Cool. So hot reload should automatically update these pages as we're going along here. So here is the category page. We could use some head content. There was, hey, let's update the H1. So there's the category name there. Do we have any other H1s on this page? That's the only one visible right now, but let's go through. I'll choose tutorials just to make it easier. I bet you these are H1s over here. Take a quick peek. There it is on tutorials. Yeah, on featured post, submit content. What's this here? In the footer, there's a bunch of H1s as well. So we got to clear all those out. Doable. Hey, Mythin, doing well? We're cleaning up some of the... I need to remove that when I'm in development mode. Cleaning up some of the search engine features, search engine optimization features on Aspirify. So, let's go to the... hang on, let me go to app... AppRaiser. Let's go in there first. Because... where is it? This is in the wrong place, and it's not this thing that I need. It automatically adds it. So I can get rid of that. But it's this joint right here. And it should reload that. Thank you for the follow, Patrick Dev. Hello, Patrick. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, the sidebars shouldn't be H tags. That's what the default the template that I bought had. Nothing wrong with that. but it's not optimized for SEO. We can clean up and make that better, right? Why are you hanging? Go ahead, restart. Waiting for a file to change. Oh, I see. Where's the bug? Too many characters in the character literal. Razor. See, this is what. That should be a text tag around you. Go ahead, rebuild. You're not going to rebuild. You make me sad. You've been experimenting with Blazor and .NET Aspire lately as well. Most recently, trying to get authentication working in a standalone WebAssembly project. So standalone WebAssembly is tricky to do because you need secrets and you need a server that's going to be able to authenticate and grant access. That's not something easy to do with a standalone WebAssembly. Show me my logs here. Yep, loading. There we go. Cool. And when we view source, not source, F12, I'm going to explore. We should not see the Google tags up here. Correct. Good. Let's get that committed before I go any further. Fixed Google tag injection in development. All right. Sidebar, we wanted to clean out some of these H1s, and also in the footer, we want to clean those out as well. Okay. So, in the components, footer... Is it in layout? Is it over there? It is. So, right, see the H1? And it's inside of, right, so the template has something that says footer widget and then an H1 that does some formatting, right? Footer widget, H1, so on and so forth. And there's a bunch of them in here. Right, there's one. Popular news for that category. That's not it. Yeah, for each one of the categories here. Right, look at them. Featured posts. So we could probably make those H2s and get them to work out. Moving on to the web app version, we're going to try to understand what components go in which of the two project, client or the web project. Well, what's the difference between the client or the... You're referring to the web as the server side piece. Okay. All right. That's better. No what? So these ones we're going to try and clear up, but I need the CSS sheet that references the footer to go find those. So this is the footer that goes across the entire website. I'm going to take all the things that are here in the footer that are H1s, we're going to remove. We're going to turn those into H2s. Not even H2s. Should probably be something else. Like a span with some class on it. Yeah, make it a different HTML element. Yeah, I think you're right. In the footer, that is. The headers for the sidebar, right? The featured post, the subscribe, the submit content. Should they be another header, another heading, or should they be, yeah, class H1, I think is the one way to get around it. But I need to verify the style sheet. Or should these be a span or something like that? Tell you what, let's start with the I'll start with the category. Here where it says category name, let's make this .NET Aspire and replace, there's a .NET announcements category. So we'll do something like that. That will patch. You see it hot reloading. Should hot reload and update the screen. There it is. .NET Aspire tutorials. So I get exactly that text that is in the title is that H1 that's here on the page. So these should not be H tags according to Richard. Okay. Mythin, I take a look at the Blazor projects on Learn. There's a couple Blazor modules that will talk about exactly that. So the sidebar here, feature posts, subscribe to RSS feeds, that, and then we have the footer at the bottom. The footer, I think this is a no-brainer to remove these as H1s. But I need the style sheet. So that style... Why don't you just look at them? Right, so there's an H1 right there. That's in style CSS, which is CSS style CSS. Okay, so www root CSS style CSS. Right, so I've got that open, and it says it's on line 1. Of course, it's on line 1 because it's been mushed up. So back over here, let's look for footer widget. There it is right there. So instead of making this an H1, let's make this, let's call it section. Right? Even though it's not a section, but we'll call it the class section. The class name doesn't matter, right? And I'll go back over to footer, and wherever I have an H1 in here, right? Section. Now, right, I'm looking to see if there's any other H1s. There's an H2 in here. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Okay. Go find another H1. There we go. Span class equals section. Working in Notepad, it's wonderful, let me tell you. Just copy out that tag, Fritz. Then you can just paste it next time. Is that the only H1 now? Fantastic. Save. And it's gonna it's gonna hot reload. We're gonna patch. We're almost done with Notepad. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be wonderful to be done with Notepad. And I don't think it picked up CSS. There, it picked up span class section. Yeah. There's some other H1 formatting that it did not pick up that it had before. Right? Like here. Font family, font transform, font weight, The font size is overwritten. Right? So save that, force the refresh. Better. Right? Let's take a look at the live site. So we can kind of put them side by side. New, old. Yeah. I think we're pretty good. Right, let's F12 into this one, and... the font size might be the one that I'd want to pick up that I still am missing. There's also a margin there. Right. I could copy that in. It says margin bottom 30 pixels, but it's not. Oh, it's a span, not a div. It's not a block level. That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. And there was a font size of 18 pixels. So, we're done with Notepad time. There we go. Looks good. So, I think I've got a good replacement there to eliminate a handful of those H1 issues that we were having. There's still more to go get. Sidebar is the next place we're going to go, but we're done with Notepad mode. Yes! Thank you for the challenge, shaking things up and getting us over to Notepad mode. Let me go back to full screen so you can see a little bit more what's going on here. Ah, there we go. So if we search the HTML for some other H1s, there's the initial one, and here we are. It's the featured post up here. Right? Sidebar H1. We've got to go clear that up. I'm going to close our Notepad fun that we had there. Sidebar. It's right over here. And there's the H1 right there. Now that shouldn't be... Right? That's picking up a sidebar H1 rule in style CSS. So we're looking for sidebar H1. There it is. So, oh, this is going to be fun because there's a couple of additional rules here. Not completely terrible. Not completely terrible. So what if we go back to sidebar, and instead of making this H1, let's make this, should we make it a span, should we make it a div? Span, I think, is better. And let's call this sidebar title. Right? And there's another one we need to do up here also. For that as well. But let's put this into play down here. Sidebar title. And I think... Okay. There's some other formatting we're going to have to do there as well. So let's bring you here as well. There's another one. And I think there's one in the RSS widget as well. There it is. Let's see if it... There we go. No, it didn't reload. Refresh. Nope, they're still H1s. Get to the end of this. Come on now. Any way to scrape the rendered style and just assign it to a new class? That'd be neat. No. Everything looks like it rebuilt properly there. But it's not redoing that. No. This one. Forcing it to restart. Do. Here we go. Okay, so it says it's running, but is it? Yep. Didn't quite get that one. Didn't quite get that one. So we got some work to do, and the that came through, but that did not come through, and that's still listed as an H1 on featured post. Well, because I didn't change it yet. Looks like it's hot reloading. Come on now. I disabled the caching in the browser. Disable cache. Okay. So we remember from before, we need to make this a block level. So I will make it inline block. There we go. That helped immediately. We also had, what was the other text transform uppercase? Yeah, one of those. And there was a font weight 600. And a 18 pixels. Come on now. You got to save it, Fritz, for it to load. There. And I think we're back. I think we're pretty well back on those then. So now if I do a search for H1, I have .NET Aspire tutorials, something in the component state. That's it. That's it. You can close. So let's commit that. I see a question there in chat. I'll come to that in just a second. No, get status. Thank you. Removed extra H1 tags in sidebar, footer, and category page. That'll help. Right, and it was 10-15 minutes to clean that up. In chat, is it Zabrin? Hello? How do I learn to apply all good practices? Right now I'm trying to develop a chess game with ASP.NET. Oh, that sounds cool. Okay. You're interested, how do you learn to code it properly? Because I already feel like a lot of classes are badly written and structured. Fantastic question. Read other people's code. Look at how they format their code, how they group things together. There are the solid principles that I would recommend, and they'll help steer you. They'll help steer you in a good direction for how to model your classes. They'll get you to start thinking. We went to an ad break. I'm gonna pause for a second here before I go back to talking about this, because I'm sure you're getting the ads right now. And we'll talk about, there are design principles that you need to read about and learn, and then once you start practicing, then your eyes will start telling you that doesn't feel right. And I've got a couple others that I recommend folks check out and consider as well. We'll talk about that in just a second while the ads are running here for about another minute. I got the Gunner glasses on. These are my Marin glasses that I'm wearing. So the folks from Gunner they support the stream. I have the best coupon code for Gunner available on the internet just below. If you want to get a pair of blue light blocking glasses, check them out just below. There's all kinds of models out there. I like wearing these because they're wireless on the outside, so I don't have that frame on the bottom, and they're just big enough for my eyes that they cover what I'm looking at, and it doesn't look like I'm wearing Coke bottles over my eyes. So really nice. There are point reviews for reviewing code. That's another way for folks to connect and get some feedback as well. So Steve, I've actually been thinking about removing that redemption. I've been thinking about removing the points rewards redemption and building a queue for folks to submit code for me to review, and we do a stream once every 2 weeks or so, and we just review your code. I see how folks who are professional game players review games that folks send recordings and criticize and offer constructive coaching. Hey, it'd be better if you were positioned here, if you use this weapon this way, and so on and so forth. I want to encourage you to share your code and do friendly code reviews with you to discuss and help improve your coding style, so that folks like Zabrin here, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to try and pronounce your full name, but folks like Zabrin can get feedback and learn how to be a better developer. Let's take a look at a method or two and figure out what can we do to improve things, and turn that into a video series talking about and encouraging folks to do better, and some recommendations to improve their code. Not recommendations to make things completely performant, but things to make code more readable, sometimes performance, but to improve your coding skills. Let me head back over. I want to continue answering Zabrin's question here now that we're on the other side of the Twitch ad. This is the solid principles on Wikipedia. I'm going to drop this link into chat so that you can reference and come back to it. There are 5 principles, and they make this acronym solid. Single responsibility principle, open-close principle, Liskov substitution principle, interface segregation principle, dependency inversion principle. These are principles. These are a set of guidelines. They are not rules. And there are some junior developers, there are some folks who are new in their career who take these principles and they will use them as rules and gatekeep code around it. As a junior developer, it's good to follow these principles. As a senior developer, it's good to know when to bend those principles. And when you become an architect or a team lead, you know when it's right to break these principles. Because there are times to break them, there are times to follow them. For a junior developer, it's good to follow these principles. You're starting out, you're learning the language, that's great. You're not going to go wrong following these principles. You're going to be able to improve and find your coding style and start bending them a little bit. And eventually you'll learn when it's proper to break them. Live code reviews are great in the workplace too. Totally. And the thing about live code reviews is not to bash or make personal attacks. Be positive, uplifting. Hey, let me tell you what's so great about what you wrote over here. Let me tell you what we can improve over here and make this better. Don't I think .NET should be at least 4 or 5 years? What do you mean? It's difficult to upgrade? No. No, I don't, Manoj. I completely disagree. Refactoring by Martin Fowler is a good one. Working effectively with legacy code. Absolutely. Code Complete is the go-to book for learning how to code better. And it's not specific to a language. These are about how to write better code and generic about them. Test-driven development is hit or miss with some folks. Test-driven development is definitely hit or miss. How you doing, Simon? But Manoj, no, I completely disagree about the upgrade cycle being 4 to 5 years. Completely disagree. Nope. Because here's the thing. Nobody else is waiting 4 or 5 years to give you a new version of their language or tool set. Ask folks how they're doing keeping up with React. Hey, what's going on with how quickly Node updates? Rust, C++, Java. The rest of the world is moving significantly faster than once a year. Significantly faster. 4 to 5 years between updates means that when the next version of .NET comes out, it's obsolete the time you download it. It's already obsolete. Do you really want to work with a language that's going to be obsolete on every new release? Try reading other people's code and hanging out, Zabrin, hanging out in live streams like this and some of the other live coders out there, some of their streams. Pirate Software has been mentioned. He's a very large streamer, but he's not going to have that level of interaction with you that you're going to have with some of the smaller streamers. Our friend Code Rushed, Layla Codes It, Lana Lux, do coding, and they engage very well with their viewers to talk about the code they're writing and to help new developers find their way. Tuning in, listening, and hanging out in some of those places. Every now and again, like you might listen to radio on the drive to work, something like that, or while you're out walking the dog, working in the yard, that type of thing. It's going to help you hear and learn and get some of that inspiration to help you shape your coding style, I'll say. The bottom line about long-term support is that enterprises that want to be software-centric need to realize that the ecosystem is always evolving. Yes, it's not just the ecosystem, Napalm. We'll talk about this in a second. It's not just the ecosystem. It's the entire technology industry. The technology industry does not stop. Folks that did not move off of .NET Framework do not have large language models in the programming languages and toolset. Why? Because innovations in that version of .NET stopped 10 years ago. It's not just .NET. Everybody's doing it. So, Alu the Crow, thank you so much for the resub. And Charles with the resub as well.
For 18 months. Can't believe it's been 18 months already.
Yes,
Thanks
yes.
for the skills, education, and experience. Fritz C# Coffee Aloof Point.
Thank you so much. Ahmed, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Welcome. There's tools, Roslyn analyzers that will help you with updates, but you shouldn't see too many of those. Hey, Zero's here. Some tests need to be used by users to know the bugs. Yeah, sure. Big release tonight, upgrading .NET LTS. Nice. Good luck. Good luck, Simon. 3 years is too long these days for, it says Oakleus. Okay. Java has, I think Java went to a 4-year cycle. So, yeah, everyone starts like this. Yes, Zabrin. And that's okay, right? Hanging out and asking questions in places that other developers are, that can help you and are open and welcoming, like you're doing right now, is a good first step already. So, hey, Sound of Programming, welcome. Zero on YouTube asks, what's the difference between code being written by a single developer and enterprise-level code? Great question. I like that question. Where'd it go? Right there. So, what's the difference between... Hang on, let me drop a marker for this one. I like that. So, what's the difference between code being written by a single developer versus enterprise-level code? I think there's a couple things going on there. Code that's being written by a single developer is being written to get done and serve a purpose and be done as soon as possible. You can cut corners, you can work on things to get around what you're trying to accomplish.
Sharp Josh just resubscribed for 55 months.
When I think about enterprise-level code, that's code that's being written so that a team can manage it. The goal of enterprise code is not just to serve a purpose, to deliver value, like you would for just code that a single developer is writing, but it's also to deliver maintainability and readability so that other team members can manage it. So that when you're out sick and you're not in the office, you're taking holiday, other folks can support and take care of those things.
President Notzuon just resubscribed for 22 months. Let's go.
Thank you so much for the cheers. We're into a hype train with the resubs and cheers. We didn't have cheers there, just the resubs. Thank you, C# Josh and President Not Sure. We're into a hype train. Thank you very much. So, enterprise level code, right? The readability, the maintainability is of utmost importance. And that's why you'll see enterprise level code uses a lot of interfaces when they write their classes and they build their objects so that it's easy to swap in new implementations of things as things get refactored, replaced, and improved. When you're building something as a single developer, the only person who needs to read about it is future you.
Phil Vesey cheered 100.
Thank you for the cheer, Phil. Appreciate that. So, enterprise level code's a great thing. And Junie with the cheer. You're trying to get me off on this recording, aren't you? You're trying to get me off my game. Yes. Thank you. So I think of enterprise level code as code that's very testable. It's very robust because many eyeballs have taken a look and reviewed it because there's a team working on it. And that team means that the code is very readable, it's very extensible, and then it can be replaced at some point in the future. Don't forget, your job as a developer is to write code that someday is going to be replaced. No code is forever. At some point, your application, your website you're building is going to be replaced. The code that you wrote is going to be replaced by somebody else at some point someday. That's a good thing. That's a wonderful thing. Because it served its purpose, it lived its life, and something better came along and is taking its place. That's what we all should be striving for. All right, we'll cut that as a YouTube video. Yeah, not just .NET. CrowdStrike stopped the industry. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So, I'm doing well, Heck Radar. Hello, hello. Let's see here. It is a big topic, to be sure. Sound of programming, you were laid off from your job as a Django developer last Tuesday. Oh, gosh. That's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. A single developer can take care of maintainability and readability. Yes, but the only person who needs to be able to read it is themselves. As soon as you go to share, now somebody else needs to be able to understand and read that code. So you now need to make it a little bit cleaner and clearer to work with there. Right? You might understand, oh yeah, this is a repository. It's okay for me to just call it a rep, an REP. I don't need to put the full name of it. I can just call it a rep. It's a rep. There it is. We're going to go to the rep. Or it's a context. I can just shortcut it to CTX. Well, not everybody might know those abbreviations. Not everybody speaks the same language as you that might be working on that code. You need to be aware of these things when you start considering it. And enterprise code can live for 5, 10, 15 years or longer. Yeah, you have .NET 1 code in existence. Wow, that's impressive, Simon. Most enterprises have 80 to 90% test coverage. I'll disagree with that. I'll completely disagree with that. Yeah. No. I've seen enterprises that require that, yes, but I wouldn't say most by any stretch. Mac Dubig Hale says, always best to be more explicit when sharing code. Totally agree. Any advice for someone trying to find another developer job during these times? Last job I got through a Twitch chat reference of all places. That is something that that's phenomenal to hear, first off. Keep your skills up. Make sure your LinkedIn is up to date. Your GitHub has some good samples of what you're able to do. Network. Talk to people like crazy. Write up some of your experiences as LinkedIn posts. LinkedIn is becoming more and more of a hot place for recruiters to hang out and find developers. It is really becoming the place to go for business interactions. Thank you so much. Hype Train is over. We got a couple subs and some bits coming in there. Thank you so much for that support. And I'll be making a donation to a tech charity. A single developer, how hard it can be to get from git clone to working on a colleague's machine. Totally agree, Simon. Right? What's the F5 ability of your code? You've committed and saved all of your code, hopefully into GitHub or GitLab or somewhere, so that you've got backups of it, right? As a single developer, make sure you've got backups. I'm the only person who's writing code for Aspirify, and I'm keeping it on GitHub so that I have backups that I can refer back to. My code is somewhere else so that if I go to another machine, I can bring it down and work on it quickly. I've got continuous deployment set up there. There's a lot of advantages to using source control. And it means that I can shift from this machine, my Windows 11 machine, to my Linux laptop and continue working over there with no changes. Yeah, the Works on My Machine badge. That's right. Heck Radar has individual projects and team projects. Okay. I would not want to program differently in my own projects than in a team. You think the function is not the only criterion? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I code in a very enterprisey style because I want to make the code very readable, very extensible, easy for you, the viewer, to understand. I also adhere to a number of Microsoft coding standards that our engineers have to adhere to as well. I couldn't name them for you off the top of my head, but I adhere to some of those standards. Yes, I am the only developer on Aspirify. I'm currently also the only administrator. John Galloway is probably going to participate a little bit soon. However, I will show you. I can show you. I know I can show you. That's the full website. I don't need to be there. Let's jump over here. I could show you that. Oh, darn it! Yeah. GitHub Mobile. Get me logged in. I can show you that there's a number of folks who do have access to the Aspirify website. So, and some of these folks have commented, criticized, and encouraged some .NET Aspire features, some Blazor features to be added and used on the website. Do I consider minimal APIs an enterprise acceptable style? Yes, I do. It feels quick and dirty to you. There's nothing wrong with it if you can place your minimal APIs in a way that is maintainable. So I've put all the minimal APIs for Aspirify.net. I have them all mapped with one statement in program. I'm mapping my Razor components. I have my identity endpoints. I have my rate limiter, all that kicked in here, some data configuration stuff, but map all my APIs. And inside of here, map my thumbnails, and here's the 3 methods. If this were a controller with 3 different action methods here, it'd be very similar structure. By doing it this way, there's some performance benefits that I realize as well. And I get to be very clear on exactly the intent of this method. So, mapping thumbnails, we're going to map get for this location, and here's how I go fetch. I've got appropriate checks in here to go identify. And right, I could extract this, right? These 20 lines into their own method, fetch blob. I could do that. Sure. And then this becomes just 7, 8 lines. I could do that. But right now, I don't really need it. It doesn't create additional value because that method doesn't sit somewhere else and do anything. So, at what point, why not just use controllers? I'm not going to use controllers. I'm not. I don't need to. Because this is, for me, this is much more expressive of the intent of mapping this endpoint. So, continuing here. That's the main reason you enjoy my streams. Thank you, Simon. That's very kind. Mac Dubigale says, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Mac. Code Complete is a great book. It is. Yes, indeed it is. It's been years since I've read Code Complete, and I have a copy on my bookshelf over there. It doesn't matter, controllers are minimal API. The endpoint is not doing the heavy lifting. The controllers have the view engine loaded. And there's other middleware that the controller will attempt to interact with. Macked up, will do. Noted. So it's the fact that I can break these out and create as many classes to map these to, why not? I can group and organize them in a way that suits my needs instead of having to use a controller to group those. So let me go back. I want to head back over to the home page here and continue working on cleaning up some of these H1 headers that we want to clean up. Right, this is the default template that I bought, commented out in green there. I also, on the category page, need to add some of the meta content. Right, some of the open graph headers here. Maybe I should do that now. Sure, let's do that now. I'm going to start with just copying this because hang on. I forget where I left off. Yeah, we're good. So here, this is a Blazor page. It has head content specified. So I've already specified the canonical page for this. So let's load in the rest of this. There should be... We can get rid of that one. I don't want the RSS feed here, and I don't want the sitemap on this page. I don't need those. The author is Aspirify.net. Sure, you can index this page and you can follow it. That's fine. Description. Let's make this description .NET Aspire. Yeah. No, we need to. There we go. Content aggregated for you to read, right? Something like that. And let's add in here .NET Aspire, Aspirify.net, Aspire, and we'll put the category in here, right? Title, Aspirify.net. Nope. Let's call this, let's call this, and let's put the, let's put that. The URL is going to be something like that, right? At category name, there we go. We're at page number, right? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Why not have an RSS feed for categories? I don't have one yet, just because I haven't written it. I can create it, but I just haven't built it yet. The image, the bright side of the cloud. Yeah, that's fine. Same description down there. Sure, that's fine. Site name, that's fine. Author, yep, fine. Site creator. Let's update the title down here. Description, did I update? Sure. And the image is the same. Yeah, I think that's fine. To lower invariant. Right, there's no other URL on this. Nope, we're good. Okay. Cool. So now we've got that content up there. Yeah, that formatting on the category name, but it's a string there. Like if I had a category type, that would make sense to go and update and put on there. Cool. All right. Let's see, what else? I think that's good for that page. So let's do the home page now, the H1s that are on this one. So, right, let's go back to the home page that's running here. And we need to insert an H1 that's going to appear on this page. So, where's that one? Latest news. I thought new and popular was an H1 also. That's 2 of 3. This one is for the latest videos. Yeah, there it is. New and popular. So let's make those H2s because they are, right, a grouping of those. A string extension replace .NET. I wouldn't. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. I have some. I think I have an extension. I don't see it here. Let's call this. Yeah, that's fine. So let me tell you how I think about this, because I think that's a fine start that you're talking about there, Richard. SEO, a little bit of SEO and accessibility, but mostly SEO. Ads are in progress on Twitch for about another 90 seconds. Have a good one, Robert. Thank you so much for dropping in. Right, I wouldn't call it replace.net, and I wouldn't call it that either. I would call it format category name for label. Hey there, Hack Radar with the resub.
Hack Ray just resubscribed for 2 months.
Heck Raider, sorry. Ooh. Yep, category name, and I would do here that and right, even then, right, we could do like that. Right? Format category name for a label. Very descriptive name, but as other things come up that we want to format, it's all built in there. You know? So similarly, the other one that I was thinking is format category URL. Close, but I'll take it. Int page number. If you give them the same namespace as the thing they extended, they're automatically available. Yes. Consider this also. Where is it? I'm already importing the root of my website, so by putting it in the same namespace, everything will have it. But point well taken, Simon. You'll see I've actually created extensions. Go back to program. This doesn't have a namespace, but I've created extensions off of the Microsoft Core, Microsoft ASP.NET Core namespace, so that when web application is in scope, your extension is there, and you get it for free. So, so this over here, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, right, this is where it's going to get a little nutty. Yeah. So I'm going to output, oh, that's so close, but not quite. Category to lower invariant page number, but that's not all. Right? If it ends with /1, drop it. Who dat? Andreas, hello. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for raiding in. Hello, hello. See, pre-rolls turned off. Much appreciate the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Well, let me go back over here and welcome in our Raiders. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Jeff Fritz. I do not go to West Virginia. I don't live in West Virginia. Welcome. My daughter goes to West Virginia University. How's it going there? We're working with C# today. We're writing some code, refactoring, and doing a little bit of SEO optimization for the Aspirify.net website. Your audio was broken for a second. All right. Let me know. How's it going? What were you doing over there on your channel? Audio's back. Terrific. My captions should be working. Yep, they are. So you can see the captions if you click the little CC button over there as well. You hang extensions off of iService Collection. There you go. That's a nice one. Stony Eagle, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. You were learning Mud Blazor and Tailwind. Okay. That's a cool collection of tools that you're working on there. Yeah. Building something fun with that, I hope. Simon, no, where was it? There was a question somebody asked it. MacDub with a question. How do I like the Gunner computer reading glasses? Do they help with eye strain? Yes, they do help with eye strain. I used to have real hard time with headaches in the afternoons. After coding and looking at the screens all morning, I would have a real hard time in the afternoons. So coding and wearing glasses, the blue light glasses, has really helped me in the morning. I mean, I've been doing this for years and years and years. So it's absolutely helped. And the reflection that you sometimes see off the glasses is the blue light being reflected. I am a Gunner ambassador, so I have all kinds of Gunner glasses here that you'll see me wear on stream. I've got the World of Warcraft glasses over here as well. Look at that. Look at that. I have the Horde glasses. Our friend Fierce Kittens, she got the Alliance glasses. See, you open up this case and it says for the Horde, and it's got a nice, right? If you're familiar with the game, it's got the red and black Horde logo on these glasses, and of course, right, it's got this really cool red trim on it, and you should be able to see, right? Come on, show me that logo. There's a Horde logo right there on the arm. It's very small, and there's a Horde logo in the lower corner of the lens there, you can see. So, neat stuff that they've etched and they've customized to make some of these really, really cool. You're working on your own set of stream tools. You made a small website, allows you to easily switch between stream titles and games. Neat. So, yeah, Mac, there's all kinds of models of glasses out there that the folks at Gunner have made. I've helped them actually design a pair of glasses. It's in my bag still. I take them with me on the road, called the Cupertino, where the lenses pop out. And so you can swap easily with the same frame from yellow lenses to sunglasses, or even these amber lenses that are really good, that block 95% of blue light, that are great for at the end of the day, in the evening, when you're trying to unwind and go to sleep. I don't see my Razor torpedoes here. They're in this bag. So you'll see me wear these ones, the Razor torpedoes, a lot. That have that wraparound feel to them that I really like wearing. A software engineer suffered the same symptoms, says Andreas. Yep. Gunner does a fantastic job with fashion-forward designs. Check out the coupon below. 15% off when you use my coupon. Full disclosure, I do get a little bit of a kickback if you use it, but you get 15% off. The Overwatch glasses that they just released, they have 2 sets. These are a gray set that are kind of square, and they've got a nice Overwatch logo on the side there with a gray and orange themed from the game. They've got Call of Duty glasses that are available. I really like Overwatch, so they sent me these. They have another pair that's well shaped for a female presenting face, I'll say. That's blue and red for the character Diva. I prefer playing Diva. She's my main character I play. And those are available as well. It wouldn't look right on my face. This very masculine, square cut, bearded face just wouldn't look right on it. But hey, that's you bought yellow specs for the road at night, says Stony Eagle. Never thought to use them for the computer. Give them a shot. See if it helps. So let me head back over to the code. We're doing a little bit of SEO optimization for this. These are called the Marin glasses, are the ones that I'm wearing here. So there you go. And if you're in the States, you have a healthcare savings account or a flexible spending account. There you go. You can use that to buy these glasses. They are covered, and I believe there's also, isn't there a fit? There's a way to try these out. Yeah, you can also get them with prescription lenses as well. So, these are the 65% amber. The 35 are very light. You're not gonna, if you're looking for computer protection, you're not gonna like the 35. The 65 are really good. They're like my normal glasses too, Andreas. I have a pair of glasses that are very, very similar. Haha, that's right, Stony. So there's a size guide. Give them, when you go through the process here, they'll get you set up right. So, yep, they've got Fallout glasses, Fallout themed glasses. Now they look like the Tony Stark glasses a bit here. Where did my Tony Stark glasses go? I have the Tony Stark Friday glasses. I usually keep. I think these are those. Yep, there they are. So I have the Tony Stark Friday glasses. Right? Which, like, especially with the beard, I start to. Right? Very Tony Stark, let me tell you. So, similar to the ones, they just don't have the bridge on the top, the Fallout glasses. So, love the designs that they have available. The newer ones, the themed ones, it's not going to find this. Do I have a script with these also? What do you mean? I have a prescription pair of the Razor torpedoes. I have a coupon code for all of the glasses that you can use. It's just below there. I believe it's C# is the code. It'll get you 15% off on any pair of... except for these new arrivals. The new arrivals. There's the Diva glasses. These have to be out for, I believe it's a month before you can get my discount code. Right? I love the blue and red. That'd be really cool if that was on these. It was for a guy's frame. But, I mean, it's the ladies. A very femme-presenting frame. And that's cool. So, and there's a Fallout Vault 33 pair of glasses coming, right? And as sunglasses as well. So, but you have a prescription now, so you need to upgrade. The prescriptions are competitive priced compared to if you were to go to your doctor and get one, and particularly if you're ordering a pair with a prescription lens, that discount code is going to help you big time. 15% off when you look at a pair of these and you want to get a prescription. Right. So the Stark Industries ones, the Tony Stark ones at $250, and you save 15%. That's what you're saving. You're saving 32 bucks. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. So check them out. There's great stuff. Yep, don't need a prescription to look at. So I'm wearing contacts with these. So, all right. Let me jump back in over here and keep working on the SEO stuff. So I was on the home page and I was looking for H1s here. That is not what we want to be the H1. We want that to be more like a... you're wearing Gunner Intercepts? Nice! The Holtzman style glasses you have are a bit cumbersome. Okay. I've worn... So I don't... my prescription Razor torpedoes are in the other room. So I have... I'll go back to it. I'll go back to the site one more time. I don't want to spend the whole time advertising Gunner here, but I don't mind dropping in and talk about the prescription glasses. You've seen me wear these on stream. The rate I have prescription. There's the Marins. I have the prescription. Oh, look, Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Call of Duty Tactical Edition, Alpha Edition. Those are kind of cool. Apex. That's not Apex. Mateo, Black Panther. Where is it? Where are the Razor torpedoes down here? They tell me I have the most advanced pair of glasses that Gunner makes. I don't see it. I believe these are legendary. The one. Really? Is it the Pro Esports? Because they're... No. I don't remember. Yeah, eyewear. And... You're not finding the torpedoes. But they're a little bit thicker, and I got them... They're bifocal, top to bottom. And they're sunglass transitions. So they're really cool like that. Nah, I'm not finding it. Right, they still have it, don't they? There's the Razor torpedo. Right, so these are the ones that I have. But I have these in prescription. Oh, they're sold out. Maybe that's why. So I have the prescription ones of those. So I guess if they're sold out, maybe I have the last ones. So you're making a media server software as an alternative to Plex and Jellyfish. Okay. You've bit off more than you could chew. You started with zero knowledge. That's okay. Start simple. Start small. And get there, right? Like, how do you go and display just the movie posters for the various movies that are on there? The Tony Stark glasses? Yeah, I do like those Burger B. I'll break them out every now and again. Maybe I'll wear them for .NET Conf this year. I am just about out of time here, but I wanted to finish the H1 cleanups here on the homepage. Let's see if we can route through that real quick. So the new and popular here, right? Yeah, it's that one. It has a color, padding bottom. So this is title section H1. Let's go find that in the styles. No, that's a contact form. There we go. So I think we're looking at these couple of items. So this is title section and then H1. So what if we just call it header? Right? Where'd it go? Home. What's some of these other things that I'm not using right now? You know? Yeah. Make it a little bit easier to bounce back and forth between these. All right. So right here, span class equals header text. Right, so if we do that, and if there's an I in there, sure. Do something else, and do one of these things. But we also, right, display inline block, font size 18 pixels, and it was a text transform, uppercase. Right, and that's on home. That should take care of this block right here. Now I don't have right, I lost the border bottom here. Was there a border bottom on that? Whoop. That's my timer to remind me to what? Okay. Township sent me a message that they're going to be spraying for mosquitoes. That's nice. That's wonderful. Spirify.net. Yeah, there is an underline on those that we need to address. This one. Yeah. So we lost... Well, wait. That's still an H1 there. Hang on. There it is. Oh, need to make the font weight. Right? Font weight 600. Okay. Back over to home. So we changed that H1. Let's find another one. Yep. Look at that. Span class equals, what did I call it? Header text. Go find me another one. Hiding in there, that's fine. Span class header text. Fine. Cool. So there's the live site. Here's this version of the site. Waiting for the reload. Not bad. Latest videos doesn't look right. Oh, no, it does. I don't like that. Where is latest video? Right there. It's in an anchor there. So that's header text and then an anchor. well, let's add something then. Title section. Yeah. Actually, that's about right. There we go. It figured it out. I'm mad. It's capable of working with existing content that doesn't need transcoding. Nice. You're working out how to do encoder stuff, so you're going to start wanting to think about services that run off-cycle from the rest of your website. It's not a waste of time if you've learned something. Even if nobody uses it, you've learned something. You've built experience that's going to shape how you are as a developer. Don't look at it as a waste of time if you don't finish it. It's changed how you think about code. It's changed your approach, and you've learned things. All good things. All a good experience. I think that's all the H1s for you. But there was... Richard was suggesting that we add in here an H1 that is .NET Aspire news and articles or something like that. That we add a header right in there underneath the top news mosaic. So if I were to put something here, let's just guess. .NET Aspire news you can use. I don't know. Alright, so we save that, so it should inject. There it is. But let's center that. So I'm going to go right in here. So this is container H1. Interesting. I don't want that. I don't want this. What? Do something like that. New samples and tutorials. Yeah, there we go. Should I underline it? Yeah, I think that works. You're so glad you get help from a streamer who's a professional designer. Oh yeah, design helps. No, lose the underline. Hey, welcome, Jacknito. Oh, then it does look like a link. All right, all right. I get it. Let's create a little bit more space there. And when this shrinks down and is on a phone, not bad, right? And even if it goes even smaller, still looks fine. Yeah, I still need to work on some of these video thumbnails are just not lined up right. Right? Like, why did that thumbnail not load? I don't know. Cool. commit those, right? Make sure there's no other H1s on this. Right? It's that block right there. That's the only one. One of one. Good. Sure. Add the extensions. I'm not using it yet, but sure. Add it. Removed extra H1 tags from homepage. Cool. You have a degree in applied maths, but want to make the switch to web development. Is the Odin project a good resource? It's not a bad resource. They've got some good samples and courses there that are going to get you pointed in the right direction. What do you want to do with web development? You just want to build websites? Is there something specific you want to do? And that'll help decide where you want to go. So, I could definitely shrink that font size on a smaller device, right? No, hang on. I'm on a phone. What did you do? Typical phone resolution. Sure. Shrink it. Right. So when that shrinks, $24. Yep. Right, but when we get out to larger size, full size. Good. Personal projects, web apps, then you want to work full-time as a full-stack developer. I think Odin Project's a fine place to get started. It's a fine place. Free Code Camp's another great place that I would recommend. To check out. You can get certifications for free from the folks out here at Free Code Camp. All kinds of great stuff out there, samples that you can get into. Free Code Camp has a good name to put on a resume. So, let's push that up. Updated H1 for mobile. I think there's one or two more pages that we need to look at in here. Like, is the videos page? Yeah. We need to fix up the videos page with that change that we just put in. We need to fix the about page because it's not. Yeah. Need to fix those two pages. The author page probably needs to be addressed. Right. There's author pages out here. So I can bounce through and update those. Let's at least edit this. removed extra H1 tags on the pages. Update that comment. So all my unit tests passed. They're trivial at this point. So layout for both videos categories. Yeah. Yep. Got to get those couple places touched up where it's picking up the H1 incorrectly there. Like that is the H1 that I want. Let's change this to container caret H1. Right? Because it's the direct descendant. And that should actually address those other pages. Right, there we go. So that is the only H1 that I want on this page. Right, the actual article, that should be the only H1 on this page. Yeah, is that title. That's fine. Videos should be just videos. Maybe on videos page it should say .NET Aspire videos. Yeah. And the... Come on, reload. That's better. .NET Aspire News, and that should be... There's 2 H1s on this page. Where's the other one? Nope, only one. Cool. What? Did the about? Yep, that one's fine. That's the only H1. Double check privacy policy. I'm okay with that one. Cool. I think I can kind of push this whole thing and I've got it. Like, fixed H1 for videos and author pages. Cool. I think we can push that update. An archive layout for the articles. I don't need a specific layout for them. Like, it's just the article page and it's got the content there. Right? It's just right there. So, like, I don't think there's too much else to really update. Oh, look at that. How are we still getting the wrong color on that? UL small posts. Come here, you. Let's fix that before we merge anything. You. Better. Hey there, nice Twitch. Nice try, Twitch. See what you've done there. Oh, there's one in the footer too. Every now and again I come through here and I find one of these. That is... Here, we'll go find you. Let's just find that. No. Right, like, what's top line? I don't know what that is. Like, I could probably just do a find or replace and just whack the whole thing. Yeah, don't repeat yourself. Yep, so those pages just have, right, the same, like, I could definitely, right, I could break down a lot of the layout here because it's very similar on the other page. I could turn a bit of this into a header component. I don't need to. It's only 3-4 pages. It's not. I don't change these that often, so it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way and go fix right now. Converted some hover colors to Rebecca purple. And I think we can merge and ship that. That's right, I do legit write code. Yes. And I ship it too. So, like, it's out here building right now. But I think we can merge this. Like, here, look, it's building. There it is. So, yeah, let's squash and merge. It was just a CSS change. So, and in about 10 minutes, that'll be live on the production site. I'll delete my branch here. Git branch, delete. So as a first pass at SEO optimization, not bad. We can come back and do more later. But good place to start to get that through. And there's the pull request build. But here's the build and deploy. This takes about 7-8 minutes total to complete. So, and when it does complete, I'll want to flush the output cache out there. So, I have a new output cache mechanism, extension mechanism that I'm writing for my tag that is going to need to be, I'm going to need to document and share that. That's going to be interesting for folks to see. Yes, this is hosted on Azure. Aspirify Net is hosted on Azure. It doesn't say it in the footer, but it is. So it's hosted on Azure Container Apps. Why does the deploy take a long time? So the restore package, the testing, publishing test results, those all run through pretty quickly. It's the provisioning of the infrastructure, allocating and making sure that the infrastructure is set up correctly. It just takes a little bit of time. Oh, you can go bankrupt on Azure also. If you misconfigure things, oh, you can get hurt. However, Azure has a rich budgeting mechanism that you can set up so that as you approach a budget, it will warn you so that you can revisit your configuration properly. So see, it's the one that takes a really long time in here is the Redis cache. It should just check and say, oh, it's already deployed out there, and not do anything more. But the provision and deployment is what takes a long time. So if I go to another one of the builds and show you, there you go. So here's the deploy it did earlier today. Right, 3 minutes to provision the infrastructure. So it deploys log analytics, key vault, container registry, container app environment. These are already out there. It's just checking and verifying that it has the correct configuration. Oh yeah, AWS is definitely a big meme about that. No, you're not wrong. The actual deployment, it bundles all of this up and pushes it out there as a container that gets downloaded and redeployed. I need to purge my container registry of old containers for a while. So, this is free for me to host. So I am using a subscription that has a credit on it, and I am well under $100 a month for this and a bunch of other services that I run out there. Yeah, 3 minutes isn't too bad, right? We're about done with the provisioning here. It'll come back around in just a minute, but some of the things that it has here as recommendations for me, this is, I have canonical tags that have that force everything to lowercase, so this is getting a little bit grouchy because there's some that have uppercase in them. Like, that shouldn't be coming through, right? So, I have the video page indexing. It should be doing this. Now you're saying the video is not the main content on the page. There were video enhancements coming through on these, and not now. There we go. On 23 of the pages. There's more work I can do there. So, there are plenty of horror stories of folks who have their Amazon configuration for Kubernetes particularly, and it's run out of control and just smashed them. Strange queries on Aspirify? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? Jeffrey Palermo, and he showed up. Like, whatever. So, there we go. Now it's deploying. Copying out the container images. So. I could slugify the author's name. I could. I have to start what on Azure myself. Oh. Yeah. You could do that. App Insights is the one that will burn you on Azure. Yeah. If you don't have that configured correctly, it will burn you. So. So, is Aspirify.net available? No. No. Because of the template, it's a purchased template. So that is a template that I purchased. It is not available. However, most of the content that I've shown and built on Aspirify is available as part of Big Bad Blog. So, search queries down here. So, there we go. Deploying. Here goes the website. There's a PDF engine that ships as part of this right now, so I can generate PDFs from the dashboard. So there's the Bing dashboard. So my local version. Come on, finish deploying already. Because once it finishes deploying, it needs to bleed off folks from the production site and light it up on the new container that it's putting out there. And Azure Container Apps does a very nice job of that bleed over so that folks get the new site. So. Yep, all complete. So we can scroll back up here. So this is Delta Baker 19 Alpha Charlie. Nope, not that version. Not there yet. Well, let's purge the cache. The login is laid out wrong. Don't care, it's my page. I'm the only one who gets the login. So this should have, yeah, and it has the new H1 there. Let's purge the cache. Take a look at anything in the submission queue. Nope. So I will log out, and since I've purged the cache, yep, there we go. There's the header. Delta Baker 1 Alpha Charlie 59er. We're good. Live website is running with the new SEO optimizations that we pushed out there, and it's even got that image that we fixed showing up properly. Nice. Nice. Sidebar still looks good. All right. I think we've done it for today, friends. So, what do you think? That wasn't too bad. I should have gone for coffee. Cache should update on its own. I agree. I could put some sort of an API endpoint there to have a service principal, something authenticated login and hit that update. I don't, and I'm not concerned. I don't care. With how infrequently I push updates and need to see them reflected immediately, don't care. I could wait for the new feature to roll over and cache expire and stuff to show up. I could wait for that. I'm not at a point where it's traumatic, where it's something that I need to build something to do. I can certainly do it, but I don't know. Like, I could put it in, right? I could put some sort of cache purge mechanism in the database migration service that loads out there. So when the database migration service runs, right? It's running right now because of the .NET Watch, right? I could have this reach into Redis and empty the cache. But I'm in no rush for that. So, but not bad. We'll see what happens next time Google comes through and indexes, starts picking up and showing some more of the content. Now that we've got it narrowed down to just the one H1, should help. Should help. But for now, I need to wrap things up. I need to call it a day. I've got some stuff I need to get ready for. Because I'm getting ready to record some more videos. I need to set up for our laptop unboxing video that we're going to do. So I have the other set on the other side here that we'll be using for some of those streams. You have a GitHub action step that purchased the CDN endpoint. No, I don't. It's not a CDN that I'm using yet. It's just a Redis cache that I can hit with like a curl call and purge the cache. Something easy to do like that. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It was great spending the morning with you, writing some code together. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got a bunch more videos available for you somewhere over here or down here. There's links. Check out my channel. There's all kinds of great content. I'd appreciate a like and a subscription if you enjoy the content you've seen here. But I'm going to take a look and see if we can get you connected to another stream somebody who's having some fun, doing something cool here. You know what? Let me get you over to Alicia Griffin, who's setting up some JetBrains tools. So I will put out the raid call, and we will raid our friend Alicia Griffin. If I spell her name right. Come on there, Fritz. 2 F. I got the 2 F's in Griffin. There we go. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow on the .NET channel on YouTube, on the Visual Studio channel on Twitch, and we're going to talk about Keycloak and .NET Aspire. All right? Have a fantastic rest of your day wherever you might be. I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.